before we create our alignments, we're going to create an alignment style, a new alignment style. So if you go into the Settings tab and then go into Alignment and Alignment Styles, we want to right click and do a new style, and we're going to call this one Edge of Pavement. And we're going to use this on our cul-de-sac area. You can go in and change what kind of markers or what kind of arrows or how everything is displayed, what layers it's on. But we're definitely going to create that new style called Edge of Pavement. And you'll see that when you click OK, we now have an Edge of Pavement style. So back in Prospector, in this one we're going to create alignments. Now we drew two polylines. The one is going all the way around, and this will be one alignment. Then we'll have one alignment for the center line and one alignment for the edge of pavement line. So to create an alignment, we're going to go to the Alignment tab at the top, and we're going to use Alignment Creation Tools. So we're going to call that big road that has multiple polylines kind of put together, we'll call that First Street. We're going to work off a center line, and we're going to put it on the subdivision site that we made earlier, and this is for a proposed road. So we'll click, there's one other thing you can check in here, what the speed limit is. We're going to make this 40 miles an hour, not 60. You can also come in and tell it you want to use AASHTO, certain standards. Usually I leave the generic things there, and we also do want a starting station at 0. Everything is okay. Now on our alignment layout tools for First Street, we want to come in here and we're going to build a tangent with curves, because we do want to build in some horizontal curves. So we're going to come over here and start where our polyline starts, and we're literally just going to trace that red polyline that we drew in earlier all the way to the end. And that's why you want to draw those lines as polylines. You'll see, hit escape at the end, you'll see that it built in horizontal curves for us. And this gives us our horizontal curve layout. Now you can go in and adjust those horizontal curves, but it's going to design it per AASHTO standards and whatever speed limit that you've set here. So we've got one alignment already done, and you'll notice when you zoom in, it'll say that our design speed is 40 miles an hour, and this is station 0, and you'll see the stations laid out, and they'll go that way basically all the way to the end, and this is our end at station 20 plus 76. Over here you'll see the point of tangency, and here you'll see a point of curvature. So those are some terms you should be familiar with. And that's one alignment. Now we're going to come over here and we're going to call this one Second Street. So again, you want to go to Alignment, Alignment Creation Tools, and we're going to call this one Second Street. Again, working off a center line. This design criteria, we're actually going to make this one 30 miles an hour. And the site it goes on is the subdivision. It is proposed, and so okay. And here we don't have any horizontal curves, so we're just going to use the tangent, no curves. And it's going to go from over here, where it connects, all the way to the end, where it runs into the cul-de-sac. You want to hit escape when you're done. And so here we have a 4.72 or 4 plus 72 station center line. We want to do one more alignment, and this is going to be for the cul-de-sac, and you want to make sure that you're zoomed out enough you can see the whole entire cul-de-sac before you get started here. So we are going to go to Alignment, and we're going to create an alignment from an object, and it says to select the first line. We're going to pick that polyline and hit enter, and you'll notice it's giving you a direction arrow. I actually would like to click reverse on that because I want it to go counterclockwise, as if you were driving around the cul-de-sac here. The name of this one, we're going to call it Second Street EP for Edge of Pavement. It is off of a center line. It is on our subdivision. The criteria, again, is 30 miles an hour. And this one is going to be an edge of pavement, that new alignment style that we created. That's going to be the edge of pavement alignment style. So we will click OK. And here we have our road. So you can see that the arrows did get changed here. You can see it coming up this direction and wrapping around. Now it gets a little busy. So one thing that I like to do is I actually like to highlight some of these, and you can just grab them and drag them off to the side. And it just clears everything out and gives you a little more space to work when you're doing your design. And remember in the beginning when we created a site and we had property 1, we now have property 2, which is on one side of the street, and property 3, which is on the other side. And we'll join those up at a later step. But we have multiple labels going on here. Again, you can always grab those and drag those off just to make it a little easier to look at. And you can also go into the style settings, and I believe there's a place that you can change this if you don't want them to show up at all. So just a few things that you can do, again, just to make it a little easier to look at. I know we have a lot going on here. Any of these things that, if it gets too busy, you can always just highlight it and just drag it off to the side. Just makes it a little easier to look at when you have a lot going on. And you could do that anywhere you wanted to on that curve. So that is how you go through and create alignment.